Requests on the Cartegraph for iPad app provide an easy, intuitive, and simple way for you to view, edit, and manage your requests in the field. In the scenario today, we're going to be going through an example of going through a request and seeing that request, viewing it, editing it, and creating a task against it. Now we can see that we're actually looking at the request page on the Cartegraph for iPad application. So first off, on the left-hand side, you'll see a list of all of the open requests that have currently been submitted to the organization. So I can see I've got a number of requests here that I can scroll through. Above that, in the options dropdown, this is where I can actually filter and sort this list down to some of the information I want to see. So by default, I'm looking at all requests that are open, but I could look at the ones that currently have tasks assigned to them or ones that do not have tasks assigned to them yet. I also can sort by priority, date, and proximity. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the ones that currently have no tasks assigned to them. And I can see my list will refresh with those requests. So if I look at the map, then on my right-hand side, I can see that my location, which is represented by the green pin, there's a couple different requests that are near me. So if I zoom in here and I tap on that request, I can see that there's a request close by for a sign that's been damaged or missing. So if I go ahead and tap on that request, that'll actually take me to the detail view of that request. So from here, I can actually scroll down and look at all the information about this request. So I can see that this is the location that it's located at. I can see the information about the issue, the priority, the description. This is also where I can get information about the requesters that have called in about this. So I can see on this particular request, we've had 2 people call in about it. If I wanted to drill down to get some more information, I could tap on one of the records in the list here. So if I tap on Kim's record here, I can see that she observed it here at 11:30 and that the resident had said that the stop sign was knocked down. What's nice about the Cartegraph for iPad application as well is that not only can I view the information, I can also very easily follow up with those requesters. So at the very top in the overview header, there is a requester area here that if I tap on that, it allows me to pull up the pertinent information about each requester. So I can see that person's name, phone number, email address, and street address. So from here, I can see that Kim's email address. If I wanted to actually follow up with her and send her an email, maybe for some more information, I could just tap on that from here, and that'll bring up a dialog box that allows me to email that particular requester right from the iPad. Go ahead and, we're not going to do that for this one. So now that I've kind of reviewed the information about this request, the next step would be to actually investigate the area and determine what needs to be done next. So there's really 2 options at this point. I can either close this request out if the issue really is not valid, maybe there's not an issue at this location, or more commonly I'm going to go ahead and create a task to have someone go out and perform some work to take care of this issue. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. In the top right corner, there's an Add Task button. That'll actually bring up a dialog box that'll allow me to create a task against an asset in our system. So if I go ahead and choose sign, I'm going to create a task against a sign. Go ahead and hit next. That'll actually bring me a map, and it'll show me all of the signs that are currently inventoried at our organization. So if I zoom in here, I can see that the red flag here represents the location of the request that was submitted, and I can see all the nearby signs that are located near that request. So if I go ahead and tap on the one that's nearby the flag, I can see that this is a stop sign that I want to go ahead and do some work on. So if I go ahead and select that, go ahead and hit next. I can also then fill out what am I going to do to that sign. I want to go ahead and replace it, so I go ahead and choose the activity of replace, and then fill out when that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and choose today's date, then go ahead and hit next. This is a screen where I can actually create the task. So by default, you can see that it's going to assign a user to this, so it's going to assign myself because I'm logged into the iPad. But this could be a scenario where I'm just going out and reviewing requests, so I'm not going to be the one that's going to be working on this task, so I can actually reassign this task to someone else. So if I go ahead and remove myself, I can go ahead and select another individual to go ahead and work on this. Go ahead and hit save. That task will now be created. It'll take me to that task. Now I'm not going to work on this task, so all I would need to do is just go ahead and hit back, and then hit back again, and that'll take me back to my request list. Now if I refresh my list, that request that I was working on will drop off my list because I've actually gone ahead and vetted that, and then I can move on to look at any new requests. So I can see that there's another request nearby for a pothole that I can go ahead and take care of. To recap, Cartegraph for iPad was designed first and foremost to have an easy solution for users in the field to be able to view, edit, and manage their requests.